What's up, YouTube? Back with another video, and we got Jimmy High Roller. They breaking the NBA again. I don't know what he's talking about. I think the thumbnail might have been the Warriors because them niggas is balling.
Taken over the NBA. The
maybe.
shot transformed from a gimmick so underutilized that the league had to move the three-point line closer to the hoop just to
just so Jordan could shoot his highest ever.
incentivize teams to take more to a shot that now determines the outcome of many games. But after an entire era of seemingly exponential growth, recently the barrage of three-pointers appeared to stabilize. In fact, the league had become so saturated with threes that the scales had flipped and two-pointers became slightly more valuable than three-pointers. Just like anything else, something that was good and effective, but only up to a certain point. And that point had been reached. The shot was pushed to its fullest extent, and the three-point revolution had met its inevitable conclusion. Except it didn't.
Exactly.
This season, teams
Look,
across
LaMelo
the NBA
Ball going stupid with that three ball.
Some teams with the majority of all of their shots being taken from beyond the arc. A new generation of stars more trigger happy from three than the players that came before them. And games that feel like one long three-point contest. Is the NBA on a path to being a league featuring exclusively long balls, layups, and nothing else?
No, we're going to still have midi. You got DeMar DeRozan.
Right about the time the league began to shift away from the basket, Steph Curry attempted 8 threes.
They're breaking. Well, he did say again. I hope the first video in this format about three-pointer changing the NBA was 30 minutes. Because if the last one was 20 and you only took off 5 minutes from 10 years to say Steph Curry is still doing Steph Curry stuff, making the league continue to follow Steph Curry, it's kind of crazy video. But I mean, what am I? I make reaction videos.
Three-pointers per game, the highest total in the league that season, and just the 5th player in NBA history to attempt at least 8 threes a game. By the next season, 3 other players joined him as ultra-high-volume three-point shooters. But by 2020, the number of players across the league attempting at least...
Oh, really? So they're saying Steph Curry was the first nigga to attempt 8 threes a game? In 2015, which was 9 years ago. 2016. Oh, you can't even see Steph Curry right here because it's my face cam. I'm so sorry, bro. Jimmy High Roller plots are everywhere, so there's no true good place for me to place my my camera at. I'm sorry. I could just do this. Boom, bop, boom. You see? All right, bet. Good. Yeah, hold up. I just need to start pressing the undo button, but it is what it is. So this one is Steph Curry, and then that is Clay, Damian Lillard, and James Harden. That makes sense. Then it's Steph, James Harden. Then James Harden has more. So there's been 4 people. Dang, I can't tell who this guy is. Because that's maybe Isaiah Thomas? And that's Clay? Yeah, I don't know who that guy is, bro.
At least 8 threes a game, jump to 15. The three...
Okay, James Harden. You see this, though? Look at that. James Harden. James Harden. Even though Steph Curry has, I think, the number, James Harden has been volume. 20. Damn, 15 in 2020. God damn. Bro, what's up? Why are these so small, bro? I need you to zoom in on. Like, I need Jimmy High Roller to make these faces bigger. Cause, bro, who the fuck? I'm trying to see if I can see the GOAT LaMelo Ball. I don't think so, bro. I see Luka right there in 2020.
Point revolution was long in effect by this point, and it would remain at this level for the next...
When's the first time? LeBron James, he do be shooting 8. Look at D-Lo shooting 8 too. Yeah. There's go LaMelo Ball. Our GOAT. 10.5.
Few seasons. The league's...
We're at 9 last season.
Seemingly finding its equilibrium on threes. And
I guess that is this season. He's only shooting 9. Sure he is. He's shooting more. He's shooting like 12, I think. But when was this video created? When did you start taking evidence? Damn, 16.
Even worth
so it's been 15 the last 5 seasons. You know what I'm saying? 4 or 5 seasons.
Until this season, where there are 24
no, that was last season. I bet. 24. I told you. LaMelo shoot like 12. That's 13.
Threes just a decade ago. Something is changing in the NBA right
now.
Are we nearing the end of the three-point era? Or are we just getting
We're
started?
just getting started, bro. This is why these old niggas don't like watching this shit no more. Jordan would never
Today's
attempt
video is
12
brought to
threes
you
a
by
game.
SeatGeek. The NBA says have every app and you to find how
Okay, I'm
basketball is
glad
played.
that
For
ad
the
fast forward
first
the
time,
video.
a team that
Thank you,
centered
Jimmy
their
High
offense
Roller.
around the
This
three
might
ball
only be a real
proved that it
12
can be
minute
a
video.
championship-winning strategy. And they weren't just a three-point oriented team, they were the three-point team. They bucked age-old notions of what great basketball could look like. Their star duo, named after their shooting abilities. The most influential team of our generation. That season, the Warriors shot 31.6 three-pointers per game.
In
The
2015?
second most of any team in league history, and by far the most of any true
Oh,
championship
2016. 2016. Average 31 attempted in the Rockets with James Harden. If you look at that top three teams, this is is Rockets. Two of the top three are the Rockets. The Cavs would be the third. Different franchise. The Warriors, the 2015 Warriors before that only attempted 27. So they attempted an extra like 5 through no 4. Look at how many Warriors teams. There's only 2 Warriors teams. Look how many Rocket teams there is. James Harden, bro. James fucking Harden. And there's 2016 Cavs, the only LeBron led team. Oh no,
This
2015
season,
too. It's 2.
every
Okay.
single team in the NBA attempts more threes a game than the 2016 Warriors did.
I didn't know that the Celtics shoot 51 threes a game this season. Golly. Well, I mean, they do have like 3 to 4 niggas who shoot 40% from 3, so that makes sense. That makes all the way sense. You see who's second? The Hornets. Yeah, bro. And then the Ball brothers, they got that.
Their influence reshaping the league far more than anyone could have anticipated.
What are you talking about now?
But
What are you talking
teams
about?
aren't just shooting more threes than ever before. They are approaching the point where the majority of all shots taken in a game are three-pointers. Here's a game between the Hornets and the Celtics. And with 10:36 left in the third quarter,
they shot about
Jason
30
Tatum
threes in
attempts a
between
three.
that.
The Hornets come back and
Yes,
attempt a
sir.
three as well. Celtics turn it over, Hornets attempt a three. Celtics come down and attempt another three. Hornets come down and attempt a three, followed by a Celtics three, followed by a Hornets three, followed by another three. Celtics switch it up for a moment with a layup, and then right back to a Hornets three. Turnover, Hornets three, Celtics three, Hornets three, Celtics three. This was a real sequence in an NBA game. This
What was that? 1, 2, 3?
actually happened. A 4-minute stretch where
With
both
just threes?
teams combined for nearly 14 consecutive three-point attempts if it wasn't for an easy layup at the rim. This is insane, and it's not even out of the ordinary this season. Here's another sequence between the Celtics and the Knicks. Now, this was already a blowout, so you never know what you're going to get in these situations. But
Well, the
how
Celtics
about
shoot
a three ball
53, so-
followed up with a turnover, another three ball, and another three ball, and another three ball,
Damn, wait. You know what this just like told me, honestly? If they're shooting 53s a game and they're shooting from an efficient clip, bro, they're going back to back. Oh my god, it's dead ass about to be, bro. There's a high likelihood. I don't think so. The Warriors are doing good this season, but them niggas is old, so I don't know how. We'll see how long they stay healthy because they're old. That's just how it works. Unless these niggas just for some reason start gene splicing. LeBron cells like Hashirama cells. I don't think they about to get to the fourth the finals. You feel me? They could though. They always could. But the Nuggets are the Nuggets, so. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. They got Russ too. Russ been averaging almost a triple double off that of starting. So I don't know. But these niggas is hooping. So I feel like they are locked for the Eastern Conference Finals for sure. Unless niggas just fall apart.
another turnover, three ball, turnover, three ball. Oh look, there's a layup. And then back to another three ball, and a turnover, and a three ball. And take a wild guess, a three ball.
What
Three
they say
straight
average
minutes of
NBA game.
three-pointers.
3
8 from the
minutes.
Celtics
Damn.
alone, and they missed all 8. But
They missed
even
all
this
8?
was nothing compared to what happened in a game between the Hornets and the
Live by the
Hawks.
3, die
With
by
a
the 3.
minute and 45 seconds left in the
A
first
minute
quarter,
45.
the Hornets made a mid-range jump shot. What's so special about this
That was their
mid-range
first
bucket?
mid-range
Well,
of the
nothing,
quarter?
other than the fact that this would be the last shot they would make outside of layups and three-pointers for the rest of the entire game. For the next 37 minutes of game time, outside of free throws, every single point the Hornets scored until the end of the game was from right here or out here. In fact, throughout this
That's
entire
actually
game,
crazy.
the
I'm not gonna
Hornets
lie to
scored
you, bro.
120 points. Only 4 of them
No.
came from a shot that wasn't a three-pointer, a layup, or a
Or
free throw. Has the complex, rich, and diverse game that we love truly been reduced to this? It certainly feels that way at times. Through 100 games so far this season, a whopping 42% of all field goal attempts have been from beyond the three-point line. A total that has nearly doubled since 2012. Sometimes it feels like we're watching one big three-point contest because at times
I'm gonna just say
we
double.
are.
18%
at the
around
current
that
rate
bit
the
up.
league is going, which may or may not continue, half of all shots taken in an NBA
Yeah, by 2030, I
will
wouldn't be surprised.
three-pointers by the 2032
Especially with
season.
Caitlin
But
Clark,
it's not
she'd be
just
attempting
that
like
teams are
12 of them
attempting more
guys. I
three-pointers.
feel like everybody
Teams have
just be shooting the
regressed
lights
to
out.
taking only the best, most efficient shots on the court. Three-pointers.
But when you got
layups when they're
Giannis is out there, I
available,
don't
and
know.
hardly anything in
Actually,
between.
never mind, because
Excluding
y'all seen Victor Wembanyama make like 8 in like 22 minutes. So niggas is really like, even Vic, a 7'4" demigod, he not shooting, he not really hitting
free throws.
layups.
86% of all points scored from NBA teams this season have been
86?
from beyond the three-point line or within 6
Damn,
feet
so
of the
14%
basket.
of the shots
20
this
years
year
ago,
have been
only
middies.
65% of all
The
points
middies
were
is
scored from
dying.
these zones.
You know what that
Now,
means?
this
Jordan
upward trend
is
of
dying.
near and far and nothing
No
in between
middies.
may not continue. Over the past few seasons, there has been some stagnation in three-point attempt rate, so there may be a shift in the other direction in the coming years. But the NBA tends to follow the leader. What are the
Joe
winning teams doing,
Muscala,
and how can we
Muscala.
adapt, emulate, and optimize that style of play? And right now, as much as we can't
Mozzarella.
stand it, winning basketball looks a lot like a three-point shootout. Before the beginning of this season, Celtics head coach Joe Mazzulla said the team planned on shooting a lot more threes this year. They did the math, and it checked out. We need more threes. But outside of Harden's Rockets, last year's Celtics attempted more three-pointers than any other team in NBA history. It was a recipe that was so good, it helped them win a championship. How many more threes could they possibly shoot? 51. This year's Celtics are shooting 51 three-pointers per game. That is 56% of all of their field goal attempts.
56?
Arguably the best team in the league, coming off of a championship, is shooting 6 more three-pointers per game than
Than they
any
were
other
last year?
team in league
Or
history. But are three-pointers and the sheer volume of them really a
6
recipe
more than the
for winning
2019
basketball?
Rockets.
Is this
That's
truly
crazy.
the future of the game and what teams will need to do to compete? Well, so far this season, teams that win the three-point battle, when they score more net points from three-pointers than their opponent, have won 72% of the time. And this one metric has been more indicative to winning than just about any other. Last season,
already
there was an
knowing, gang.
85.6% correlation between
The people-
three-point percentage and winning percentage, the strongest correlation between the two variables in NBA history. Make more three-pointers,
Strongest in like 3
greatly increase
years.
your odds of winning the game. But that's pretty obvious. Of course, making more threes will better your odds. We have seen massive underdogs win games by pouring in three-pointers and hitting more than they probably should have. Will teams eventually reach the threshold of three-pointers that are worth taking in a game? Or is the shot
look at
just
that.
so valuable that we will inevitably see a league that finds no value in taking any shot outside of the long ball? There must be a sweet spot between shooting exclusively threes and no threes, where we will eventually see the limit of good, viable three-pointers. Oddly enough, the league may have already met that limit.
2 twos
As
is 4s,
previously
2
mentioned,
threes is 6.
three-pointers
So
used to yield more points per shot than two-pointers for many years. Teams eventually figured this out and they capitalized on it. But this inadvertently
the value
led
of
to
a shot
two-pointers
over two.
becoming more valuable. As teams focused their defensive efforts on stopping the three ball, they got spread thin, the rim opened wide up, offenses got rid of long mid-range jumpers, and for the first time in over 3 decades, two-pointers produced just as many points per shot as three-pointers. How do we know if or when teams are shooting too many threes? Well, intuitively, it would be at the
don't.
point where three-pointers lose their statistical advantage over
Oh,
twos,
yeah.
which has already happened. The problem of too many threes has already statistically corrected itself. But despite this, the Celtics and many other teams are committed to shooting more threes than they previously did. They are aware of the data, and they still decided that upping their three-point rate is the answer.
Win all them
Steve
dunk
Kerr
contests.
has said that it would be hard for the Warriors to compete without shooting a high volume of threes. Mike Budenholzer said he thinks the sport is in a good place, and that threes create more space to be more athletic and dynamic going to the basket. Devin Booker, a player who utilizes and values the mid-range game as much as any player in the league, said the volume should be up. Attempting the three-point shot, not even making it, stretches out the defense and opens up better looks throughout the game. Teams know that the two-pointers today aren't as valuable as they are in spite of threes. Two-pointers today have become so valuable because of threes. As Devin Booker stated, even when they aren't going in, the spacing and ball movement that three-pointers provides to teams creates an incredible advantage compared to any other shot. In fact, it's no coincidence that points per shot on two-pointers began to climb rapidly at the same exact time as the three-point revolution. When you force teams to guard the three, you also force them to give up the two. This whole time, we've been watching these games thinking teams are shooting way too many threes. And all along, they weren't just shooting threes because they're worth more points. They've been shooting more threes to create more points in other areas. The direct benefits of volume three-pointers actually plateaued quite a while ago. Teams aren't yielding more points per shot on threes today than they did a decade ago. But the indirect benefits of volume threes continues to grow the more teams make and take them. Which means, in theory, the number of threes we're seeing teams take could continue to climb, despite the fact that they are already at the peak of their direct statistical advantage. But just how much further could this go? Well, this is where things get really interesting. If we ignore the caliber of teams and the efficiency of their shooting and just look purely at volume, then through over 150 games so far this season, teams have found by far the most success when they shoot somewhere between 46 and 52% of all of their shots from beyond the arc. This season, when teams put up a three-point attempt rate between 46 and 52%, they have won over 70% of the time. Meanwhile,
so
teams that shoot at a rate outside of this hypothetical sweet spot have won just 48% of the time.
That's interesting.
Which means despite as many three-pointers teams are shooting, statistically, they may still not be shooting enough. And it may only be a matter of time before teams use this information and slowly creep towards this rate of 50% of all of their shots consisting of three-pointers. Last week, Nick Wright had a great monologue discussing the advantages of volume three-point shooting and how teams who can design an effective offense built around them have an incredible statistical advantage.
The league needs to change some rules. They have finally figured out it's not only that three is worth more than two, it's that three is worth a lot more than two. Because there is a 50% premium on three-point shots, the smart way to play is probably what the Celtics did on opening night. Shoot 60 of them things. That is the best strategy. That is also terrible television. And I love the league. I love it. But this is not sustainable. At its core, the NBA is at its best when dudes are flying over people, meeting them at the rim. Hanging out at the three-point line, hoisting 30-footers is not good TV. And you are going down a path where the games are less compelling television and the fans are worried, do the players even care? It's just a warning to a league I love. You are playing a dangerous, dangerous game.
If what the Warriors did in the mid-2010s broke the
you
game
need
of
dunks,
basketball,
you need Kyrie. Well, I mean, tough. It depends, bro. Because Steph Curry threes are entertaining to watch, even though you know they're gonna go in.
And player personnel
they're still entertaining to watch.
Has led teams to the correct answer. Nothing beats a
James
bunch
Harden
of good
threes
looks at three.
are
It may not be
entertaining to
pretty.
watch.
It may
LaMelo
lack the
threes
nuance
are
and
entertaining to
diversity
watch.
that we used to see in the league, but it has been proven to be the most effective method of winning basketball games. How much further can this possibly go? Well, fortunately, there seems to be an upper limit to the ideal volume of threes before the returns become diminished. That limit is probably about 50%. Unfortunately for us, the NBA is still nowhere near that limit.
The Atlanta Hawks are sponsored by the what's some jiggy? Yeah, bro. These two videos were good watches, bro. Those two videos. We still mix the sexy saxophone, Jimmy High Roller. I know it's for some reason it's not YouTube friendly. Not YouTube friendly. It's not It's monetizable. It's copyrighted. There you go. But that was one of my first TikToks, literally. It was like, yeah, one of my first 10 TikToks was like, if you know, you know. And it was just me sitting in a chair, bobbing out to that Jimmy High Roller intro, bro. And that was literally like 2019 or 2020, bro. That's what I'm saying. We've been watching I've been watching Jimmy High Roller videos since the dawn of time. I feel like I watch all of them. I like the video essays. Good format, very informative, and you know, some good knowledge. Some good knowledge. But yeah, bro, the 3 ball is OD. Shout out my nigga Chad Holmgren, and hopefully any of those senators get healthy because they're missing all 3 of them for the month of November, and that's horrible because they were first, and that's you slide 8 games down. That's gonna be tough to get back, especially with conditioning and being healthy. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We're on the road to 20 subscribers. Yeah, the road to 20 subscribers, all that fun jazz. Road to 1,000 on TikTok. We're already at like 800, so we're getting pretty freaking close. But yeah, I love y'all. Y'all be safe, bro. Stay hydrated.